Up is down, what's left is right. Chasing stars and holding you. I can't see the end, but we'll see it through. Times don't fly too high. Be sure to keep the ground in sight. Fly forever if you keep it tight. Love.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning. What a wonderful co-host we've got today. It's wonderful. Welcome to the Brentford versus Arsenal match preview. I'll be honest, I didn't know a certain person was joining us until he messaged us in the group WhatsApp saying the laptop's playing silly boogers. Be honest, but I was like, I didn't even know you were joining, mate, to be fair. But Cannons, how are we?
I'm well. I'm happy to be a pleasant surprise. If it is,
You are a pleasant surprise. I had no idea. No idea whatsoever. We've got the reaction man, the king of reaction himself.
I'm here.
How are we doing?
Football's back. I think there's no more internationals until March, is it? So yeah, that fills me with a bit of joy. So yeah, looking forward to tomorrow's game.
Yeah, we'll get into talking about that in a minute. Big up to Temi, is already in there. Must-win game it is, and he loves the intro. Tony Fulbrook, evening Bobby, Gumza, and parties love child canners.
Tony's got it in for me.
Already, yeah. It's going to be interesting, especially when it comes to lineups. Gumza, how are you feeling about the game tomorrow, though? Are you nervous, excited?
It's a hard game. We got quite a good record against Brentford. I think obviously the first time we played them, the famous Brentford's first game in the Premier League, Friday night, they got the better of us. And since then, I think we've got a pretty good record. We've definitely got one of the best record out of the top six against Brentford. A lot of teams do struggle against them. We've been quite lucky. I know we drew the other week with the last season with the offside goal, which was given. However, yeah, it's a sticky game, but I think there's some big games this weekend. So I'm normally a performance man. I want to see goals. I want to see free flowing Arsenal, but you know, give me 3 points because City got Liverpool, Tottenham got Villa. Like there's teams around us that will be dropping points. So we just need to make sure weekend like this, we take all 3 points. So yeah, I'm pretty nervous, but it's good to see we've got literally a fully fit team again, isn't it? Like there's a lot of players coming back. So yeah, it's good to see.
Yeah, I don't know why Gums was mentioned in the mid-table clash that will end up being mid-table. I don't know. That's literally got nothing to do with us. But anyway, Canis, how are you feeling?
No, I'm a little nervous. I'm a bit apprehensive of who's going to play. That would be the my biggest kind of question mark. And then I think I'd probably feel a bit more calm or a bit more apprehensive, I guess, after seeing the lineup. But uh, confident that we can get something. I think that the problems we've always had with them is when they've had Ivan Toney, and he's not going to be playing. So, yeah, quietly confident.
Okay, fair enough. Right, Tony's already asking the question: is it me, or does anyone else think Arteta seems to be acting as if he's the most important person with his press? He is a very arrogant man. There is no way two ways about it. He's a very arrogant man. Does he deserve to be that arrogant? Probably not. Not in my opinion. But he's learned it from Mr. even more arrogant Pep. So, do you think there's any issue with Arteta's press conferences? To either of you?
I quite like them.
Yeah, I have not got a problem with it. I think you've got to have. I understand the right to be arrogant bit. Pep has the right to say whatever he wants, to be honest, because he's done everything. He's won everything. Arteta, yeah, he's obviously got a way to go. But do you know what I like? He's acting like a big manager for a big club. And I think that's what we need. And things like the rant, the Newcastle rant, and all that kind of thing. Sometimes those kinds of things are needed to come out. I reckon even Wenger would have been just as, knocked off with what happened. So I've got no problems with it. I know you've got the celebration police, isn't it? That that are on certain internet channels and then what's it? The guys from that channel, that other channel, where they keep saying that he's jumping around and he shouldn't be doing this. Is it Keys and Gray or whatever? And they keep saying, he can't be doing that. And I've got no problems with it, to be honest.
Yeah. I'm the same. I think end of the day, you have to fake it till you make it. So I understand Pep been there, done it. Mourinho was the same. You know what I mean? He was entertainment gold sometimes. Much he used to wind me up and irk me. He knew how to do it. Do you know what I mean? And
it was good, and you couldn't argue with him.
Mm-hmm. And he used to like to take his team on that platform of us against the world, and that used to give him the extra 10%. Klopp, he whinges a lot more, I think, Klopp than Arteta does. But he's very animated.
Mm-hmm.
And for me, I've got no issues with the rant. Because again, we're in this world where everyone's trying to be censored, and we have to protect everyone and protect referees at all costs. And it shouldn't be like that. If you make a mistake, you've got to receive the backlash that comes with it. Do you know what I mean? Like, why shouldn't the manager who's frustrated come out and say how he feels? Like, we tell people on one hand, you need to express yourself and speak out, but then on the other hand, these protected species, which are referees, we can't criticize those guys. Like, yes, it's a difficult job, but you're getting paid for it. We're all in difficult jobs, you know what I mean? And again, we've all probably worked in industries where something's not your fault, but I'm on shift that day and I'm getting the backlash, and I have to sit there and face someone who's lost 100 quid saying they ain't got much money, and that means the world to them. Do you know what I mean? And they're coming at me, and I weren't even on shift the day it happened. But if that's your job, you have to sit there and take the bullets. And again, it's the same thing. These referees, if you're making mistakes, PGMOL, like, you got to come into criticism. You're in this industry. We all talk about footballers and how they have to be model citizens. They can't get frustrated. Like, as soon as, was it João Cancelo at Barcelona recently, when he kind of said something to a fan because they kept coming every day for pictures. And listen, you lot are here every day, and we're straight away, you're getting paid 150,000. Least you could do is stop and take a picture. So they have to act a certain way at all times. Rashford's getting abused because he went out for a meal after they lost to City. Like, footballers come under scrutiny, and our justification is, well, you get paid a lot of money, you're a public figure, this is what comes with the territory. Well, you're a top referee, you're in the best league in the world, and you're getting paid a lot of money. You have to come under criticism, and you have to accept that. Like, that comes with the territory. If you don't like it, go and referee in League One, go and referee at a lower level. Like, you're here for a reason. So yeah, I think the protection of him is ridiculous. No one wants to see anyone get verbally abused. Like, you know what I mean? We see what some people say about people's families. That's wrong. But if you make a bad decision and someone calls you out on it, it is what it is. You have to accept it. So yeah, I don't like all this what's going on and all these people coming out and saying Arteta's wrong and Arsenal board are incorrect for doing it. Like, why should they not back their manager if they believe he has a point? Why should you not? Like, do you know what I mean? It's again, it's just becoming an industry where no one's allowed a voice. And you see fan channels and that are now becoming a lot more popular because it's a lot more, not say uncensored. I don't want anything untoward going on, but you can see the agenda sometimes from some of the pundits, can't you? Like, I was watching Talksport earlier, and I say it, and Agbong Lahore was on, and someone was going at him about Arteta's transfer policies, and he kept saying, but he's got a lot right. And it was crazy. It was like Jesus was bought as a striker. He doesn't score enough goals. He's failing. And then Agbong Lahore said, well, we didn't say that about Firmino. Like, there's different strikers with different roles, and they were just wanting to beat this drum that Arteta's transfers are bad, and it just gets boring after a while, doing it. So, long live these channels. Long live them.
Tony Fulbrook saying here, Canners, you are my favourite, but don't tell Gumza, G, Brenny, or the silver one. Tony saying the Armoury's
money's in the post, Tony.
Yeah, exactly. I think he's acting like an a-hole, getting too big for his boots, playing to the press, says Tony. Look, different opinions. No one's wrong. It's your opinion. So Tony loves it. The other Tony. How much do we get for Ramsdale? I wouldn't be surprised if Arteta puts signing before him soon. I don't think that will happen, if I'm honest. Look, the Ramsdale situation will come up at some point. I know it will. It's getting closer now. I know that there's two people are up for sale that we don't know about yet now, but I do know that they are up for sale. So we'll talk about that in January. Arteta gets charged for complaining about a single match. De Zerbi says he hates 80% of refs, gets no charge. See the agenda against us now.
I think the De Zerbi thing was a language interpretation thing.
Yes, exactly.
I don't think he says, "Oh, I hate 80% and 20% of the you had all the managers, refs saying, "Oh, I wonder if I'm in that 20%." But no, I think it wasn't, clear cut as the way we would say, "Oh, I hate 80% of managers." I think there was a translation.
Yeah. Tony's saying maybe, just maybe, we get all of this because of Arteta. We get it because we're Arsenal. We've always got it. I was in the 80s and the 90s. We always got all the hate. It's always been the case. It never changes. And to be fair, if it's out there, that means we're a big club again. So that's a good thing. If he believes what he says, why not repeat it? If I believed it, I wouldn't back down. He plays to the press. Oh, he does play to the press. He's a very arrogant man. Don't get me wrong. I know he is. But look, it is what it is. These managers have to be arrogant sometimes.
Yeah.
Because the press like to be there to wind you up. This is why I don't like journalists. I can't stand them. They are the worst part of the sport for me because they make up loads of rubbish as well. But yeah, for me, Arteta's just doing what he should be doing. Trying to wind them up a little bit as well. Doesn't give them any information, which I love. I love that. He doesn't give him any information. Why should he? It's not his job. It's the journalist to get the job and to find information. Anyway, let's talk about the game. So, as Gumza was saying, head-to-head since the Premier League has been created, given birth, whatever you want to call it. Played them 4 times, drawn once. Brentford 1 win, 1 home, 2 Arsenal wins, 1 home and 1 away. These are the games that Gumza was on about. Drew 1-1 with Brentford, lost, beaten 3-0 at, I don't think it was Community State. Yeah, it would have been a Community State, wouldn't it? Arsenal 2-1 and then Brentford 2, Arsenal 0. Right, let's talk about the form guide, which is a little bit mixed for Brentford, if I'm honest. They lost 3-0 to Liverpool. They beat West Ham 3-2. They beat Chelsea 2-0. Beat Burnley 3-0. Then lost 2-1 to Man U. Us, however, we beat Burnley 3-1. Lost to Newcastle 1-0. Beat Sheffield United 5-0. drew 2-2 with Chelsea, and beat Man City 1-0. Right, the important factors now. They are in 11th. They have won 4, drawn 4, lost 4. Average goals scored per game is 1.58. Average goals conceded is 1.42. 3 clean sheets this season. 2.33 chances created for Brentford. For the Arsenal, we are in third. We've won 8, drawn 3, lost 1. 2.17 average goals scored. 0.83 average goals conceded, 5 clean sheets, and the chances created is still not perfect for me. I need a higher number than this, if I'm honest. It's a 1.33. Now, the important fact now is the injury list, which should come up now because we need this for the challenge as well. Right, so we're going to start with Brentford. Nathan Collins is out, Damsgaard is out, De Silva is out, Rico Henry is out, Hickey is out, Sade is out, Lewis Potter is a doubt, and obviously Ivan Toney we all know about, he is suspended. Arsenal out list is Timber, Smith Rowe is out, White is a doubt, Ødegaard is a doubt, and thankfully, I've never said this, thankfully Cedric is a doubt. I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I'm amazed he's managed to get injured whilst not playing or doing anything whatsoever.
But
for us.
your body seizes up if you don't do nothing, don't it? So,
and obviously Fabio Vieira is suspended because of that stupid red card, and he is being punished to the full extent of Arteta's rule there. Because, well, he deserves it, to be fair. It was a stupid one. Right, if he, where we go, he winds me up. Look, I know a lot of people don't like Arteta, and I do get it. I support the club, not a man, not a person, not a player. I support the club. That's how I've always been. What are the odds Hines starts this over Ramsdale? I'll be very surprised if Hines starts tomorrow. 1, I'm cancelling the watch-along. 2, I guarantee Ramsdale's being sold in January. I think he will be sold next year, but I don't think it'll be January. But honestly, if Hines starts over Ramsdale, that's Ramsdale done.
Oh,
that's
yeah.
him.
That would literally be the writing on the wall. I mean, what more would you want?
Exactly. It's just absolute nightmare. But at the moment, nothing is happening regarding Ramsdale leaving. But that is at the moment. But there are, as I said, 2 people that are up for sale, which I would expect will move on in January. Anyway, let's talk about Brentford now. These are my 5 to watch.
Is this really happening? I can't believe it's true. I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening?
Right, so we've got Matthias Jensen, midfielder, very hard working. Look, this is where Brentford can win the game tomorrow. Is if they win that midfield, we're doomed. Because they're hard working. I know they're not exactly the big names, they're not the big players that you go, oh, I must have Jensen, I must have Ødegaard at my club. It's because they just work hard. They just get on with it. Obviously, Ødegaard as well, who's had a very good season. Frank Onyeka, again, another good hard-working midfielder. You can tell what my favourite position is to watch. I'm a big right-back fan, but when it comes to midfield, I'm sorry, that's where I watch most of my games. Buemo, brilliant season. Especially without Tony, he has been such an important person. Had an amazing season this season so far. They've got that. What's that? They've got that nickname, haven't they? With those, what's the 3 initials that they use? I can't remember now. They had Watkins there before, and they've managed to use the same initials again. Can you remember what it was, Gunza?
no, I can't even think. No, I can't. Yeah, sorry, I can't help you there.
Yeah, because I can't remember what it's called now. It was when Watkins was there. I can't remember the other previous players as well. But they had an initials, and basically the same initials are now at the club now, so they've been called that dangerous trio again. And Buemo has been so important. And I know a lot of people don't like him. I like him. I like Wissa. I think he's very hardworking personally. I think
He's rapid as well.
Yeah. I like him. Look, you can all turn your nose up because he's not the fancy, doesn't play for a fancy country, don't do all this fancy stuff, never linked with big clubs. I don't care. If he can play and entertain me on the field, I'm interested. I like him. I think he's very good.
Mm.
So they are my 5 to watch. We'll see if those guys use them for the challenge later. We'll never know. Right, let's get into your chosen lineups now, guys. Right, because I didn't know Canners was joining me, I normally put the co-hosts early on. Gomza, you didn't put a team in, so you're just
Nah, no team, no team.
No team, did you?
I'm just here to rate these lot, see what these lot are coming up with.
Exactly. Obviously, it's a new look for the lineups. It's just something different. It's a lot easier for me to create as well. So we're going to start with Aaron, Stewart, Zayna, Nicholas, and Holly's team. They've gone for Ramsdale, Waters, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, White, Zinchenko, Havertz, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. Now, I will bear in mind a lot of these people that I ask are close to Arsenal, so they do take out the people that they think are doubts. So that's why there is no White. So they're thinking of different ideas. Gumza, I'm going to start with you for the rating of Aaron's lineup, please.
I'm going to give it it's a solid 8, but it could be less just because of the Waters. I get why we go with him, Zinchenko midfield, but now to tell I'm going to drop it 7. Jorginho's done nothing wrong.
Okay.
So that's a big gamble, putting a youngster in. And like you say, Brentford's attacking lineup is frightening. It's very quick.
Yeah,
it's very electric. So this wouldn't be a game I'd throw a young boy into when I've got Tomiyasu and Zinchenko available. I'd much rather put a different midfielder in. It's not as dangerous. I know they do have a good midfield, but yeah, Jorginho's been quality of late. So yeah, I'll give it a 7. I think if we didn't have anyone to cover them positions, fair enough, but we have got a solid platform. For me, you keep your base as solid as possible, and then you can tinker higher up the pitch. But yeah, I like the front three. Trossard's unlucky not to be in it. But yeah, Jesus is back, and he obviously played 90, didn't he, in midweek for Brazil. So yeah, I'm not mad at that. So yeah, I'll give it a 7.
All right, brilliant stuff. Canners, could you mark Tim, Carlos, and Miguel's? They've gone for Ramsdale, Waters again, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Rice, Zinchenko, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus.
I'm pretty much the same. I mean, I don't think Waters, I think for his first game of the season, needs to be at home.
Okay.
I just don't. Where we are now, I know a lot of people say just throw him in, he'll sink and swim or whatever, he's gonna have to play away at some point, but just in terms of bedding in and just this is such an important week mentally. I think we drop points and certain other teams pick up points or whatever, that will kill us. We've got to win tomorrow. I actually can't really emphasize enough how important it is for us to have 3 points to keep on the toes of Man City, really, and to push us further away from other teams. Supposedly, I'll give this a 6.
Okay, 6 for that one. Okay. Gumza, could you do John Patrick's, Luke's, Brenny's, and Brezzi's? They've gone for Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Ødegaard, Rice,
Zinchenko in midfield. What the hell?
Rice, Zinchenko, Saka, Martinelli, and Jesus. Gumza.
Yeah, this is a lot better. Again, it is dependent if White is fit. No issue with Zinchenko playing midfield, but yeah, it's a bit unfair. I don't mind it. I'll be happy with it.
Brentford, God. You don't tinker like that.
Yeah, it's true. I'll give it. I've got the issues with this. This looks more solid, if that makes sense. But yeah, it's quite funny, isn't it? I think it's. Yeah, I'll give it an 8. I wouldn't mind seeing it one. I wouldn't mind actually seeing it one day.
Yeah,
with Zinchenko in there, but yeah, it's nothing I would go for personally. But yeah, I'll give it an 8.
Fair enough. Canners, could you please mark Takahiro's, Rene's, and the silver one? Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Zinchenko, Ødegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Havertz, please.
I love you, the silver one, but I'm going on a 6 on this one. I tell you why. Ødegaard, Zinchenko in midfield against Brentford. That's too lightweight for me. It's just the midfield just doesn't look right. I don't know. I don't like Zinchenko and Ødegaard. I just don't think it would work.
It's one of them. If it's one of them midfields, if it clicks, it'd be unbelievable. It'd be keep ball for fun and rotations.
The
But
thing is, though,
it's a
Ødegaard's
dangerous one to try.
form before he was injured wasn't great, and he was anonymous, in quite a number of the games prior to him having, I don't know, this enforced rest or whatever it was. I just think it's a bit lightweight for me. Ødegaard, I think, and Zinchenko, they're not the strongest or your most robust type of players, and coming up against the Brentford midfield, I'd be fearful that they get steamrolled. Yeah, people might say, well, they won't get the ball, we'll play them off the park or whatever, but sometimes I think this is the type of game that you need a little bit of both, really. You need a bit of that physicality, and also as well, you need to obviously earn the right to play. And I just don't think that those two in the middle of the park would be able to do that.
Yeah, fair enough.
Not knocking the front three. I think Trossard has done enough. I think, do you know what? I actually really don't know whether he will play Trossard or Jesus. That's really, because you could really kind of, oh no, wait a minute, it gets even worse. Sorry.
Yeah, I know. I saw that earlier. He's got Havertz up front. He's got Havertz in the middle.
Hey, no, Defo 6. Sorry.
Right, fair enough. Let's get to some comments because they're starting to build up. Tony and Temi, I've seen your teams. I've starred them. We'll come back to those at the end. What amazed me, no one in the press asked Arteta about Nick Ramsdale comments. It's best not to. Geordie, away the lads. Big up to you, Geordie. Wizard is quality and for my fantasy.
What kind of fantasy?
Arteta's team pick, Hines. Oh, jeez. I don't want to say his name. That right back. Holding, forgot he sold him Havertz left back. Gabriel, Jorginho, Rice, and Ketia, Nelson, Martinelli, and Jesus. Jeez. Canners is right. It's an important weekend with City and Liverpool playing each other. And Tony is not happy. Canners is banned from scoring in my team, Bobby. He's banned from scoring his own team, so don't you worry about that. Right, let's move on to the next two lineups. We've got Barry and Albert. They've gone with Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Kivior, Rice, Zinchenko, Ødegaard, Saka, Trossard, and Martinelli. Gumza, can you please rate this one, please?
Yes, if we had to play another defender in, that's what I was thinking earlier. I never went with Walters. I was thinking, why not play Kivior? So in terms of if we had to play a different defender, it is that. But it's this Zinchenko thing. I don't understand why we would force that in there. Again, Havertz is someone who didn't do anything wrong either. I think he's been pretty good the last few games. And Jorginho, again, has been good. So yeah, for me, that marks it down. So I'll give it a 7. The front three, I feel deserve to play the next game, especially after, what was the score against Burnley? 3-0? And yeah, so I feel they 3-1. Do deserve to play. And again, it's a marathon. As much as Jesus played 90 the other day, you don't need to force him in when we've now got a long run. Do you know what I mean? Our fixtures, we're coming up to Christmas.
Yes.
Like, do you know what I mean? Ease him back in, even with White. And do you know what I mean? Don't force them in now and they're injured for now the rest of the year or something. So yeah, I'm happy with the front three. So I'll give that a 7. Nothing's blown me away yet. I'm waiting for that right lineup.
Yeah, we'll wait and see if that happens. Right, Canners, can you mark this one from Josh, Jonas, Richard, Jack, and Kelly? Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Jorginho, Rice, Havertz, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Yeah. For me, this is. You know what? I think I picked this, but the only difference is I had Jesus instead of Trossard.
Yes.
But you can have either or. To be honest, I wouldn't be mad at either. I actually think this. I'll do this you can't have halves, can you? 9.
No. 9. Wonderful stuff. Let's move on to the next two teams. The first one chosen by Florence, Karen, Gary, Sam, and Ben. Gumsy, you've got to do this one. Ramsdale, Waters, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Jorginho, Rice, Zinchenko, Havertz, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Jesus, yeah. Sorry, you guys. I'm gonna have to give you a 6. I think it's too much experimenting. I'm not too sure where you're playing Havertz and Trossard. I'm presuming Havertz is in the middle, Trossard and Martinelli out wide. Again, if you're protecting players, fair enough. But yeah, sorry, I've got to mark you a 6.
No, fair enough. Canners, you get James H and Mehmet. They've gone for Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Lino Sousa, Rice, Zinchenko, Jorginho, Saka, Trossard, and Martinelli.
Why Sousa? That's all. I mean, I like this team. Again, my only thing is it's in why.
Do you know? Did we miss something midweek? Did Ukraine play and Zinchenko midfield?
That's what I'm thinking.
Maybe he was unreal.
No, I think he got taken off though. That's the thing.
I'm not too sure. I haven't even checked the scores for some of the games.
Because I think they had a penalty, and he was remonstrating with the fourth official. So he was obviously subbed. So he obviously didn't have a great game for Ukraine, did he?
Yeah, maybe we're missing something. But yeah, everyone's got him in there. So maybe we're missing something.
I don't know. Maybe he's had his Weetabix. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. No, sorry guys, I'm a 6 on this. Again,
6.
Yeah, Zinchenko and Sousa. I mean, this ain't the game to be bringing to experimenting like that. It really isn't.
Fair enough. I always say everyone's entitled to their opinion. I never say
100%.
anyone shouldn't do something, and it's up to them. This is your time to be a manager, and that's how they look at it, and that's fine.
FM, that would probably be my team for Carabao Cup game.
Yeah.
Right, let's move on to squad number 9. Be as harsh as you want, Gumza. Be as harsh as you want, because I know who's.
I'm looking forward to this one.
Canners.
Oh,
right. So he's gone for Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Rice, Havertz, Jorginho, Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli, and Cedric as manager. That's what he told me. He private messaged me that. So yeah.
Yeah, this one here, I'm skeptical. Whoever's picking a team like this, I'm concerned about them. In all honesty, if everyone's fully fit and there's no risk, this would be my lineup. However, depending on Jesus and White, I may change them too. But in fact, actually, White wouldn't start for me. I wouldn't even risk him. I would play Tomiyasu because I think it's not as much of a drop off. I get the Jesus one. Like if he's semi-fit, it's a bit like Saka. If they're 60%, you're probably going to play them. Yeah. Whereas I think with White, we don't have to take as much of a risk if we've got Zinchenko and Tomiyasu fit. But yeah, in terms of when everyone's fully fit, this is what I want to see going forward this season until maybe Partey comes back in and then maybe Havertz moves out or Jorginho moves out, whatever it is. But yeah, and Ødegaard obviously. Oh, Ødegaard's not in there, is he?
No. Havertz.
I'm gonna give it a 9. I'm gonna give it a solid 9. I think Havertz hasn't done nothing wrong to come out of that team.
Yeah, you haven't seen the private messages before. The £100 is swapping hands.
He said he's going to give me the next time he's away. I could get the ticket. So
I'm hitting send right now. Comes up.
Thank you.
And before we get on to the next lineup, because I did hear a little beep in my ear, and my wonderful pod brother has joined me. How are we doing, Brenny?
Yeah, I'm good, everyone. Good evening all. How you all doing?
Evening all.
Right, so Brenny, I know you've just come into the thick of it. I'm going to let you mark Moss's team. So he's got for Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Zinchenko, Havertz, Rice, Ødegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Okay. I have to go with 7.
7 for that. Right.
10 out of 10.
Excellent stuff. Canners, you now get G's. Mr. 10 himself. He always gives himself a 10. So don't mark him down too harsh. He just gives himself a 10. Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Zinchenko, Rice, Ødegaard, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard.
Please cross the cycle lane with caution.
This is Jorginho's done nothing wrong for me, and I just think the switch I'd probably do there, I guess, would be White, Tomiyasu would be right back, and Zinchenko left back, and bring Jorginho in there. So I'm gonna give this one. Not a bad team. As we said, Zinchenko must have did something in midweek, man. Other than that, it's a decent team. But I'm gonna give it a 7G.
7. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I know people are commenting on Brenny. Brenny, just to let you know, I have muted you just for now, just because it does sound like you're on an aeroplane about to take off. Brenny's already in the chat saying evening, gents, and to all in the chat. Canners can score my team. He's always honest and fair. There's a lot of love giving here. I've put the prediction down, Tony, already, what you've gone for. Anyone shot Holding can't get into the Crystal Palace team. We were supposed to win the league with this guy. Yeah, be gentle. Be gentle with Tony in the chat there.
To be fair, their centre backs aren't bad, really. Gay and is it Anderson?
Yeah. To be fair, they are very good duo. It's like Saliba and Gabriel. It's a very good duo. You don't want to really knock it apart. Good evening, Tony, and everyone in the chat. I'm scared Gumsy is going to score mine. We'll wait and see. Sounds like Brenny's on
the score in mine. I mean, if you put the check in the post, you're all right.
Yeah, Brenny is on his private helicopter again. He is. Yeah, he can't help it. Brenny sounds like he's on a plane or riding on the train's roof. Sorry, guys. If true, I can't understand Arsenal would agree to sign Raya. I did say to you in the summer this was a permanent deal anyway. It was the way to get around FFP. It was a permanent signing no matter what. Raya he our goalkeeping coach. He's not Inarki's love child, I promise. Yeah, certain words have been said between Inarki and a few other people, and yeah, we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see what happens. Obviously, Inarki hasn't had a great track record of goalkeepers, if I'm honest. Rinson springs straight to my mind. That was Inarki's decision. So, yeah, interesting. Right, let's mark DWTT. Big up to Gary, who joined our group earlier today. This is his first team. So, Gumza, can you rate this one for me? Ramsdale, White, Saliba, Gabriel, Tomiyasu, Rice, Ødegaard, Trossard, Saka, Jesus, and Martinelli.
It started off pretty strong, and then Trossard in midfield. It's not the game for it, is it? And again, I think what that does, it limits what we bring off the bench. I know you got Havertz and Nketiah, but Trossard has been unreal coming off the bench. So, yeah, for me, I'll be a bit more solid again and resolute. And I do like Rice when he gets a bit more freedom. I think it helps when he's in the 8 role, he's in the Xhaka role. So, yeah, for me, Jorginho plays so we can allow Rice that bit more freedom. So it's not a bad team. It's not a bad team, but again, it's not the game for me to be experimenting. So I'm going to give you a 7 DWTT. Okay.
Right. Now is the time to score your lineups. We're going to start with Temi. So Brenny, I'm going to unmute you now, mate. I'm going to let you
Flapsdale
mark Temi's. Yes. So Brenny, this is your team to mark now. So we've got Flapsdale, Tomiyasu, Galiba. We all know what that is now. Zinni, Rice, Ødegaard, Jorginho, Saka, Martinelli, and Trossard. What are you giving that out of 10, mate?
Who's the centre half pairing with Saliba? Oh, Galiba. Oh, sorry, I just realised. Gabriel. Oh, yeah. Keep forgetting Tommy does it. He does that all the time.
He does.
Yeah. That's good, though. It's a bit like Kuriak and Solo. Strong. He writes a record, Jorginho. I'm giving that an 8.
Giving out 8. Brilliant stuff.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Yeah, cheers for that, mate.
No
Right,
problem.
I'm going to put you back on mute again, mate.
No problem. No problem.
All right, I've just got to work out. There we go. 2 seconds. Right, there we go. Right. So Brenny's back on mute. I do apologise, Brenny, but it's the weirdest sound in my ears. So I can't imagine what it's like for everyone else. Ruderson alone is a couple of offence. Brenny can't pass 7. Don't let him score mine. All right, I'm going to be fair. So he did ask for Canners, and he has been very nice to Canners. So I'm going to let Canners mark Tony Fulbrook's team. This is Ramsdale, Tommy.
No, I
Kivior,
get it.
Saliba, Gabriel, Rice, Jorginho, Havertz, Jesus, Saka, Martinelli.
Tony. Why Kivior?
He doesn't like Zinchenko by the looks of it.
Yeah.
No. I mean, listen. I mean, to be fair, it's not a bad team, and Kivior needs to. He's like the forgotten man, isn't he? Really. To be fair, that's the same as my team, minus obviously, switch of White and Tommy and Kivior for Zinchenko. That's, do you know what? Actually, with Kivior, I get it. I understand where Tony's going. Height.
Yeah.
I get it. I'm gonna give this an 8. To be fair,
There you go.
I get it,
Tony.
I get it.
Well done, guys. Thank you ever so much for putting your teams in. It's really helpful. I like this comment. This is like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire and Bobby has asked to phone a friend. Yeah, it does feel like that because you don't. I've literally no idea where Brady is.
No, I don't think he does.
No, I don't know where he is. But thank you ever so much for putting your teams in. I really appreciate it. Now is the time. And now I'm going to work out how to do this because I don't normally have 3 people. So I'll have to work out who's going to do the most picks here. But it is the challenge time. So everyone get ready for the challenge. Right, so everyone should know the rules by now. 6 from the Arsenal, 5 from Brentford. You have to go with the home team's formation. Now, Brentford people told me to do this. They didn't have a 5-3-2, but they're happy with the 3-5-2. So basically the wingers can be fullbacks if necessary. They can be forwards as well. We are allowing a lot on this one because we just can't get the 5-3-2 formation, which Brentford normally play. So this is the formation we're going with. Brenny, I'm going to unmute you so we can get your first pick. Say that again. Sorry, mate.
Is that 2 goalkeepers?
No, that's the strikers.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I was looking at it upside down. I'm like, what the hell?
Canners, how many times have you done this with me?
2 goalkeepers. That's a new one. Gotcha. Right.
Oh, right. Well, I'm going to let Brenny. I'm going to unmute Brenny
Back
so
in the
Brenny
room.
can have his first pick. Right, Brenny. So your first pick for Brentford, please, mate.
Bremo.
And Bremo. Thank you very much. I'm going to put you back on mute again. Sorry, mate.
No problem. No problem.
Right, Umbremo. Okay, so we're going to put Umbremo up front. Hang on. What's going on here? Have I spelled it wrong? There we go.
Yeah.
Right. Canners, you get the second pick, please.
Bloody hell, actually. This is a tough one, isn't it?
Yeah, now the formation's changed.
Yeah, go on. All right, I'm going to put in at centre back Pinnock.
Okay, Pinnock. Gumza, your first pick, please.
because Saka and Martinelli got to get in, but if they're going to play fullback, then because I was thinking Hickey would have been the player to come in if he was playing 4, because I'd have played him inverted, a bit like Arteta does, or whatever. But I've got to go somewhere else. This is going to be a random one, but I've got to put him in for sentimental reasons. So Shandon Baptiste is from Reading. He founded a club in Reading called FC Bakpo, who my son plays for. So it'd be rude of me not to put him in midfield. So he's a very creative player. He's a very advanced 8, really good on the ball. So can we have Shandon Baptiste, please?
If I could find his name, yeah. There we go.
There he is. There's my boy, right in the middle. Captain as well, please. Thank you.
I'm gonna
my son might get a start on Sunday now.
I'm going to unmute Brenny so he can have his second pick. Brenny, what's your second Brentford player, please, mate?
Janssen, midfielder.
Yeah. Okay.
Fine,
Brilliant stuff. All right. I'll mute it again, mate. All right. So there we go. This is running lovely and smoothly. Right. Canners, I'm going to give you the final choice.
I can't have another midfielder in there. So,
Centre back or striker, isn't it? Really?
or goalkeeper. Because their goalkeepers. Oh, what's his name? Is it
Second.
Yeah, he's actually decent. To be fair,
Is he?
yeah, I think he's a decent keeper from what I've seen of him. But I was thinking of Ødegaard, but they've got too much.
Rice has to get in. Rice has to be
that's
in
what I'm saying. Rice has to play. So, and I can't put Wisser up there because you've got to have Jesus, right? And there are other.
It's got to be the keeper, really, isn't it?
Yeah, keeper.
That's probably the smallest drop off.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's move to the Arsenal players now. So Gomza, you get the first pick for the Arsenal.
It's quite easy now, isn't it? Saliba goes in. Let's get him in there.
Yeah.
Saliba, did you say? Yeah.
Yes, please.
Right. I'm going to unmute Brenny and get his Arsenal player. Brenny, second Arsenal player, please, mate.
It's got to be Gabriel.
Gabriel. Thank you very much, Bren. It's Gabriel for Bren. Canners.
Jesus.
Gumza.
Big deck. Rice, baby.
Rice, baby. Unmute Brenny again. Your next Arsenal player, please.
Saka on the right wing back.
Cheers, mate. Thank you. It's Saka on the right. And Canners, that leaves you with the left.
It's got to be Zinchenko. As playing as wing back, you got to have Zinchenko there. You can't have inverted wingers as a bloody...
Martinelli, Sam.
Yeah. But
swap them. Swap Saka and Martinelli.
Too late.
I'm playing as the formation, and you can't have Saka playing on a right of a 5.
Right, so this is the team that they have picked. So Flecken in goal, Saliba, Gabriel, Pinnock, Saka, Rice, Baptiste, Jensen, Zinchenko, and Wemo, and Jesus. And for the first time ever...
So rubbish.
Sorry, guys. Auto fail. You picked a player that I can't stand. I watched him through pre-season. I've spoken to...
Pinnock.
SGSN goalkeeping expert that we've got, Colm. I even gave you a hint.
Yeah. The worst thing is, if you pick Zinchenko, we could have just gone with Aaron Hickey. But I was thinking Martinelli's going in,
So yes, guys, your team is not going to be scored because you auto fail. Sorry, Flecken is just...
My first time on here as well. I feel like
I actually think he's all right. I think he's quite decent.
Right, so we're going to have to pick a...
Gumza killed us though with putting his mate in.
The only person that chose an auto fail was you, Canners. I'm sorry, mate. Baptiste.
No,
I've heard good stuff about Baptiste.
I was forced to with Baptiste in there.
Anyway, we're going to have to score. Decide between Natalie and Matthew now. They're both Brentford people. So Natalie's team is Ramsdale, Saliba, Aya, me, Ruslev, Havertz, Rice, Yanaut, Sinchenko, Remo, and Jesus. Now, I quite like that, to be fair. I think they've done a very good job because Ruslev is a very good right wing back, to be fair. He's not talked about enough. Yanaut, very hard-working midfielder. For me, and you can both disagree with me if you think this, but I think that's an 8 for Natalie's. I think that's a good, strong squad. I know Candace is probably in a mood because he's also failed.
And I'm looking at it, and I'm actually going to say Matthew's team looks a bit more solid for me.
Yeah, we're going to move on to Matthews now, but I think an 8 for Natalie. I think she's done well. She's thought about it. She's managed to get some players in. And as you can probably notice, Saka and Martinelli are not in either of the teams.
Yeah, I know. It's bad, isn't it?
It's more to do with the challenge.
The
This
wing
is
fullback.
I like the fact that they have literally thought about it. So, yeah, big ups. Because,
no?
Ben Mee's all right. Not bad.
Ben Mee's, he's, mate, I wouldn't knock my nose at Ben Mee at all. He's hard-working. So hard-working.
Yeah.
Right, so let's go on to Matthews. Ramsdale, Tomiyasu, Saliba, Gabriel, Roslev, Rice, Norgard, Sinchenko in midfield, Yanaut, Remo, Wissa. I don't like the left, I'll be honest. I don't like the left.
Ooh.
I'm not.
I think this is a more balanced team, to be fair.
You think it's more balanced?
Yeah, I really do.
Gunza, what about you?
It's solid defensively, isn't it?
Exactly. It's great for making sure you don't let any goals in.
You got 6 defenders. You got 7 defenders in there because Declan Rice can play centre back. So this looks like a very Gareth Southgate-esque team. If he was playing against
Wimbledon, I'm thinking
Brentford
Wimbledon
was playing against Oxford United. I can imagine Southgate picking this as his team in the League Cup. But yeah, no, it's not bad. It just lacks the. It lacks a little bit going forward. It's very pragmatic, isn't it? It's a mid-table, very hard to beat, but it lacks that Arsenal flair, let's say.
This calls for my challenge expert, Brenny. Now, I don't know if you can see the two teams. Can you see him okay, Brenny?
Just about, yeah.
Okay, so between Natalie and Matthew, who do you think wins?
I would say, I mean, they both look good.
Yeah.
But, I would say, I'm sure the midfield.
Drum roll.
I would say Matthew. Matthew shades it. Looking at this.
Thank you, mate. Appreciate it. I'll come back to you for predictions, mate. All right.
No problem.
Right. So well done, Matthew. You win that one. That was hard, to be fair. This is the tricky part when it comes to the challenge. It can be really hard to do it because formation changes.
Yeah.
Brentford have missing a lot of players, to be fair. So yeah, it is a really, really hard one to take. I'll be honest. Right, let's see what everyone's been saying. Arteta's fantasy team. I mean, Cedric. Oh, jeez, this is going to make me sick. I'll be honest. I can't even. Just the rest of them. Yeah, I can't even say it.
Oh gosh.
That would be a horrendous team to come out at the moment. I'll be honest.
Take ESR out of there, though. I'm not happy with that at all.
Nah. Well, unfortunately, I think he's one that we're going to have to be prepared to be leaving very soon.
I ain't mad at that. I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, I think we can get at least 40 million for ESR at the moment. So I think just take it now. Because I think he might turn into the Maitland-Niles, where one good offer and then over the years, we may never see him. Don't get me wrong. I think he's absolutely fantastic on his day. His injuries is a nightmare.
Yeah. Can I just throw a question at you lot?
Yes.
I would put him in kind of like the same. Well, he probably didn't do as much, but How are you guys feeling the fact that we sold Joe Willock to Newcastle?
Fuming.
Yeah, so am I.
I mean, me and Kunle was talking about this the other day. I think the problem for Willock was when he came back after that spell at Newcastle, we played him in the double pivot, which isn't his position, so
Yeah.
he didn't look as great. But now we've changed our formation to single pivot. He would be absolutely brilliant.
Playing
for
where
us in
Havertz
that
is
8
playing,
role.
right?
Yeah, that Xhaka role,
Yeah,
unbelievable.
it'd be perfect.
Like, he'd be different. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but it is
How
what
much
it
are they
is.
getting for? 25 mil. That's a snip, innit?
Well, at the time, I think it was a good
I
deal for
thought
us.
we was all happy, weren't we?
Yeah, let's be honest, we were all happy at the time, but now we've looked upon it. And this is the thing. This is why I do get a little bit annoyed when people are, don't give the Highlanders, just sell them. Sometimes we have got some really good gems.
Yeah.
We're not playing to their full potential. ESR, I don't think we ever play him in his strongest position, ever. And unfortunately, his injury record is not great. But for England, my word, watch him, because he is fantastic for the under-21s.
Yeah, he's a player.
Tony's saying I'm sitting beside Brady on the plane at the back, which is a worry as he's the pilot. Oh, Canners is on the take. No one chose Norgard.
Blame Gumza for that.
To be fair, Baptiste was not the issue, so I'm going to protect Gumza for that. It was definitely the Flecken who literally should not be a goalkeeper.
He's going to have an absolute worldie against us now.
He probably will, but honestly, but honestly, he's awful. This is hard with this formation, so here we go. This is Tony's. Ramsdale, Saliba, me, Pinnock, Saka, Jorginho, Onyeka, Rice, Wissa, Memo, Jesus. That's a very good one. That's a very good one. Yeah. Tony, honestly, if you put your team in,
that kind of
you probably would have won, mate. Yeah, I like that one. Is it true Arteta took Winnie for a walk and came back with a poodle? Oh, dear. Bobby, take a 50-50 next time. My challenge, Ramsdale, Saliba, me, Pinnock, Hickey, Jorginho, Rice, Visser, Memo, Onyeka, Jesus. Mate, that's very good as well. Yeah. The only thing is Hickey's actually out injured. So even if Gumza had gone for Hickey, I knew he was actually on the injured list. So that would have been an auto fail. I do warn you, if anyone's on that injured list, they cannot be picked.
Brendan, we've had a mare, haven't we?
You've had a mare. Wasn't my player. I'm not taking no responsibility.
Right, guys. Thank you ever so much. Right, prediction time now, people. Gums up. Start with you, mate.
2-1 Arsenal.
2-1 to the Arsenal. Canners.
2-0 to Arsenal.
2-0 to the Arsenal. Let's find my PB. Let's see what he says. Brenny, predictions, please, mate.
2-1 to the Arsenal.
Oh, love it. I'll come back to you shortly, mate. Thank you very much. Right. I know Tony Fulbrook went for a Brentford win. I can't see it. I just can't.
Do you know what I'm shocked about the most, though, before we come off the stream, because I've got to leave in 1 minute?
Yes, mate.
We've gone a whole hour and no one has mentioned Neil Morpay.
If you picked him, not only would I put the auto foul, I would also take you off stream.
He's worse than the keeper. He's worse than the keeper.
Oh yeah, there was a couple of auto fails in Brentford today.
Yeah, but yeah, how do you think we deal with him tomorrow? Because I feel he will play some part. And
I don't think Saliba and Gabriel. He's never come up against them, has he?
Do you trust Gabriel? I think Saliba's are so cool and calm and collected. We won't get involved, but do you feel Gabriel could potentially? Because you know what Morpay's game is. It is just to wind somebody up, isn't it, and just get under someone's skin. And I imagine he will target Gabriel at that too.
I'll be honest. I've got because I do a lot of videos for the Gate watch-alongs, and I've not used the red card animation yet, but I've got a feeling I'm using it tomorrow.
Really?
Yeah, I've got that feeling it's coming. I don't know if it will be for the Brentford player or it will be Gabriel. Gabriel for me is like high up there for a favourite to red
He'd be
card.
the one. Yeah. So yeah,
Also,
fingers
we
crossed.
haven't spoken about the goalkeepers, have we?
Well, Raya's not available tomorrow, is he?
Well, no, but I mean, like, you could say the fact, what if Ramsdale has an absolute blinder, earns us the points? Does he stay in for the next game?
You would hope
Arteta
so.
really is in a no-win situation, isn't he?
I'll be honest, mate. Ramsdale's half out the door.
Yeah. But if he has a great game,
I don't think it makes a difference.
How can and he's all about, his thing is about, well, you know, I want competition in every position, blah 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 blah.
Rubbish.
How can he then drop him for the next
only
game?
time will tell. Only time. Let's just hope the centre backs do enough that Ramsdale doesn't have to do too much, and then it makes life easier, don't it?
Yeah,
but I'm with you. I think if he has a really good game, he deserves to keep his shirt. I'm one for that. With some positions, I think keeper, striker. If you're doing the business, you keep hold of your shirt.
Having said that, though, let me put it to you this way: Nketiah scores a great hat trick against Sheffield United one week. Then next week we got I don't know, Liverpool. No, I'm just saying he scores. I'm putting this scenario to you: Nketiah scores a hat trick, right, against Sheffield United. No, against Brentford, scores a great hat trick, and then the following game we got Man City or Liverpool away, and Gabriel Jesus is fit. Who starts?
And this is why I play Football Manager, and Arteta manages Arsenal Football Club. That's for him to do. Now, to be fair, depending what your system is, again, it may be you have to ask the striker to do a different job against City, rather than, do you know what I mean? We're gonna have a bit less of the ball.
He's the politician, isn't he? He's the politician, comes, isn't it?
No, if you score a hat trick, you deserve to start the next game, but you might come off at half time if you ain't done nothing. I do feel so. Like, it is a bit hard sometimes.
But you get Jesus chumping. He's just been rested for that game against Brentford or whatever.
Yeah, do you know? I think if it is that, like, Jesus is fit, but we're going to rest you for the midweek game, and then Nketiah scores a hat trick, then I do understand that. But I think if you're injured or suspended, and then someone comes in and has an absolute blinder, but again, some of these players have got credit in the bank, because we could say Tomiyasu or Ben White plays centre back in case Saliba's missing a game. Just say he had 5 yellow cards. Ben White goes centre back and has an absolute blinder, keeps a clean sheet against Man City. I still expect next game against Luton, Saliba to come and start. Like, it's so again. I think a couple of guys pick themselves, don't they?
Where do you stand on this, Bobby?
Go on, Bobby.
I'm going to let Gumza go because I know Gums has got stuff to do.
Okay.
I will come back to in a minute.
No, that's all good. I'll try not to. You're going to find me tomorrow, hopefully, on the reaction. I'm here on the Armoury TV. I'm kind of on Twitter. I'm in and around, just snooping about, seeing what's going on. Just before I leave, I'm going to try not to end the stream like I did last time. So I'm just making sure I press the right button. I'm not sure who was on that time, but I had to leave early and I ended the whole stream. So I'm going to try not to do that again. But yeah, thank you for having me, Bobby. It's my first ever preview, guys, and I'm glad to know I didn't fail the challenge. So I didn't have a choice.
No, see, I did that just to show you what it's like if you failed the challenge. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, okay,
now
thank
you
you.
know.
Yeah. I'm definitely going to come back for it again. I enjoyed that very thoroughly, but yeah, I'm going to do it in Arsenal at home because that change of formation threw me off. But yeah, no, it's a pleasure as always. And yeah, tomorrow you'll see me on the reaction, guys. So yeah, pick up the Arsenal. Hopefully
Appreciate
they do the business. Right, nice guys. Have a good evening.
And you. See you later, mate.
Take care. Bye.
Right. He hasn't ended the stream so far. It's all good. Yeah. We're still ticking. Right.
He always talks sense. He does. It's so good talking football with him.
It is. What was your question again? I forgot what it was now.
No, it's just a hypothetical, really. You know, because we're talking about how Arteta wants competition for places, etc., etc. You know, and we all expect if you play well, perform well, then you should keep your shirt, etc. So, obviously, with Ramsdale coming in, if he has an absolute blinder, should he keep his shirt the next game? And I just put the scenario to him: if Nketiah came in for one game against Brentford, had an absolute blinder, scored a hat trick, laid on a couple, whatever, and then next week we're playing Liverpool away, and Gabriel Jesus has just been, rested or he was suspended or whatever. Does he come in for the next game, for that game?
I'm ex-army. Everyone knows this, and for me, it's a confidence thing. So if you're confident from the previous game, you stay in. You don't drop them because that's a confidence dropper for me. It dents your confidence. I don't like how Arteta does it. I'll be honest. I can't stand it. I don't believe that Raya came in as competition for Ramsdale. I believe he was coming in to replace him.
100%.
I do believe Ramsdale will go. This will be probably his only game unless Raya gets injured until January. I don't know if Ramsdale will go in January. This is the only thing because I can't see where he goes. I can't see clubs that have got goalkeeper. I can't see where he fits. And obviously, he would have to go somewhere where he will play.
Yeah.
You name me a club where he's going to get in as number one. I can't say one.
In the top 6?
Exactly. He's going to have to be at top 6 because of, he's good enough to be a top 6 goalkeeper.
They've all got keepers. They've all got keepers. I mean, there's not really much you can, that would warrant a next club bringing it up. But then again, we probably would have said the same about David Raya coming in.
Yeah. Brenny, what's your opinion on this?
You know what? I'm with you because I cannot see anybody getting Ramsdale in right now. And if he does go, it'll be in the summer.
Yeah.
I
believe so.
Yeah.
Which kind of look, I said it on the Tuesday night show that if we are we've got 2 priorities. We've got a midfielder and a striker is our main priorities now at Arsenal Football Club. We have to sell. We've only got about £25 million to play with at the moment. We could be sensible and still get 2 players in for that 25 million. We can go and get that Marcus Leonardo, the young Brazilian, and we can get Neves on loan. There you go. There's 25 million done. We've got 2 players. Lovely jubbly. But I don't think that's what I do know that as far as I'm aware from the Ivan Toney situation is he will not be leaving in January due to the fact he wants to give something back to the Brentford faithful until summer and then leave in the summer because of the situation. Don't want to talk about it too much because of the situation. He doesn't want to leave like that. He wants to say his goodbyes and give Brentford fans something to cheer and blah, 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 blah. So I think he'll be leaving in summer, not January. So that's an interesting bit of information for you guys. But let's get into some comments. Temi going with a very confident 5-0 win. Jesus hat-trick, Saka and late Ramsdale freak goal. I would love it. I would love that. I would absolutely love it. Tony saying Brentford 0, Arsenal 3, Ramsdale masterclass. Canners, please note that. I know this has been ongoing in the WhatsApp group. Trust me, Canners and Raya. It's just honestly, Man City and Liverpool draw. We win. I'm not saying it. Not saying it. Season doesn't end till May. The season doesn't end till May. Look at Tottenham.
Exactly.
They were top for a while. They got all giddy. And now look at them and just go plummeting. There was more to pick from when Willock was there. We got a good price. I'll agree with that. At the time, I don't think you'll find a single Arsenal fan that weren't happy with selling Willock at the time. But look at how good he's become. That's the thing. It's one of those regrets. It's the same as Marlon that's now at Dortmund. He was through our youth academy. We've got a lot of players that are actually at big clubs now. Even Giroud, to be fair, we can all mention Giroud. That's a bit of a regret for me.
What he's gone and done and the goals that he scores, bloody hell.
He would be perfect for us right now.
Yeah. The type of game we play, he doesn't even have to score.
No.
Everyone else around him will score.
No.
He would be our smudger, wouldn't he, Brenny?
He would be. And wasn't if I'm not mistaken, wasn't he was the first ever striker forward at a World Cup to have not assisted and not scored, but won the World Cup.
Yeah,
I think he's the first.
Is he? Jeez. You
know what I mean? But he was there, wasn't he? But he was involved in the build-up for the goals.
He played in every game.
Yeah, that's right.
Deschamps realised how we needed him.
Yeah.
Gabriel has been just as good. I totally agree. I get all the Saliba hype, and he is very good, but Gabriel cannot be forgotten. It's a bit
No.
like Steve Bold and Tony Adams. Everyone talks about Tony Adams, but forget how good Steve Bold and Mike Game
If you remember that season
Yeah.
where we only lost to one game, it was because
Yeah.
Steve Bold went off, and that was against Chelsea. He
Yeah.
went off. Chelsea scored.
Yeah.
That's right. There was no Adams that day. There was no Adams, as you know where he was, and I think David Hillier was playing as an emergency centre back.
Probably.
I think it was David Hillier, and it may have been, if it weren't O'Leary, it may have been Andy Linnigan. It may have been the two of them that were struggling against Chelsea in our own defeat. So yeah, but I'm sure David Hillier played as a centre back that day.
Oh, yeah. Ramsdale can save 3 penalties and score a hat-trick and still get dropped. I think Arteta is starting to lose the dressing room too. Many rumours coming out. I did say on Tuesday's show, not everything is rosy in the dressing room at the moment. It's more caused by other situations other than Ramsdale, actually. There's another situation happening in the dressing room.
Can I say,
yes,
Bobby,
mate.
can I just quickly say, with regards to that, right, if there are problems in the dressing room, okay, you'll know that for sure if we're not getting results on the pitch or we're not playing well.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I think it coincides with the... Try and be careful how I say this. The way Ødegaard is presenting himself. This is why I don't think he's the captain type. He's not loud enough. He's not... If it was Declan Rice... There would be zero issues in that dressing room right now. I can guarantee you.
Yeah.
Ødegaard is allowing more to happen than should be happening in the dressing room at the moment. Ramsdale played well against Brentford and got dropped, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, 100%. It don't matter. I guarantee Rail will be in against Lons on Wednesday. Wolves could be losing Jose Sarr in January. Ramsdale could go on loan at least. One Wolves, I don't know if they could afford him, if I'm honest. Financially, they're not exactly the greatest health. I'd be happy. I'd go and see him. But yeah, that is without sounding mean to Wolves, and I hope no Wolves fans are listening, but that's a bit of a drop from Arsenal.
But there is another thing that we've discussed already before, where goalkeepers can get injured and get suspended as well.
Yes, and if that happens and Ramsdale's gone, we've got Cole Hine. No offense to Cole.
Yeah,
you're a very good young goalkeeper, but you're not quite ready yet. If I'm honest, that would give me a nightmare. I will literally not be doing any watch-alongs if Hine's playing. I couldn't cope with the stress. I couldn't cope with the stress of it. Ramsdale is another Martinez, and Martinez is better than Raya, says Tony Fulbrook. I know that a lot of people could compare this with the Martinez situation. It's a tough one with Martinez because I like him as a goalkeeper. I don't like his attitude. His attitude stinks.
Yeah,
like really badly. I'm not the greatest fan of him as a person. I love Ramsdale's attitude. I absolutely adore him. I think he's absolutely brilliant. Canner's my friend. Don't get drawn into.
Are we talking about Raya?
Could be, I suppose. The thing is, with Arteta, I would believe 80% of what he says. A lot of it is just to cover the journalists because the journalists want to know stuff. That's what they're there to do. They're trying to find information. Ramsdale to Chelsea. Chelsea would do it because at the end of the day, Kepa's gone to Real Madrid. And they've got now Sanchez is a good goalkeeper. Don't get me wrong, but I think Ramsdale's better than Sanchez, in my opinion. So that's a possible. And Chelsea just literally like to spend money just for the fun of it.
60 million, I'll take that. 60, 70 million, I'll take it.
Well, yeah, 67 million, I'm taking it all day, every day. So that's a one to keep an eye on, I suppose. My ideal Saka backup just scored a lovely goal against Rotherham.
Hey. What is that? Is that Mario Coach Dibry?
Against Rotherham?
Must be on about the under-21, surely.
I literally no idea who's playing right now.
Yeah.
Are we playing right now, are we? I've got a clue. I'd go with the silver one. Giroud was class. We sold him 5 years too early. I'd rather...
Everybody got fixated on, we need pace in the team. We need pace.
Yeah. and then Aubameyang came in, and then Giroud went Chelsea. Yeah, and speaking of Giroud, a few weeks ago, I watched the who did Milan beat? PSG. I watched the whole game. Oh, I was so impressed with Giroud.
Oh,
So impressed with him.
His header was
Oh,
thumping.
Temi,
he was fantastic.
Temi's having a little bit of a dream here by the looks of it. I'd rather Chelsea take Lokonga for 70 million. We'd have to put one of those face masks on him and say you're signing Declan Rice for 70 million or something. Because I guarantee no one's paying 70 million for Lokonga. 7, maybe, but not 70. I'm going to guess it's Somerville. Leeds is playing Rotherham, so that's another clue. So I'm going to guess he's on about that Kriston Somerville, where isn't it?
Oh, okay.
That young winger. Yeah, I think it's Somerville. I think he's on about. But guys, really appreciate it. Say that again, mate.
Kid.
Oh, Nonto. Mr. Nonto. Not sure.
Oh, yes. Yeah.
To be fair, Leeds have got some very good talent.
I can't believe he's still there because he was knocking on the. I think he was part of the Italy setup, wasn't he?
Yeah, he was. It was Somerville.
Oh, Somerville.
It has to be Nonto. Yeah, Chris. He's not that one. It's the young Dutch kid, isn't it? I think he's Dutch, Somerville. But yeah, I think he's very exciting. But what I don't want to do is go out and buy a talent like that and then halt Koji Dubry's rise, because I will put money on this. I think Koji Dubry has the ability to be better than Saka. He does. Right.
He does.
Because he has something different than Saka doesn't. Saka is brilliant, but he does lack something. Where Koji Dubry, when I watch him, he's got it. He's just got.
Yeah.
So sometimes as a player, you need to be at the right place at the right time, and I just think for Saka, it was the perfect storm. You had a big club going through turmoil and injuries, and everybody had given up, and everybody just give youth a chance. Why not?
Yeah.
You know, and he had a couple of good games playing that left wing back, and it just went on from there. Really, obviously, then you had the manager change. Ljungberg knew him from the youth setup. So it's just, sometimes, it's just right place, right time, right club. It was just a perfect storm for Saka. And then from there on, he just translated his youth form into the men's game. And that's all he's done, because he was given that time, and there was no pressure on him, really, in order to do anything. No one, the expectation of the club then is nothing like it is now.
Yeah,
I can even feel when I'm at the club, the atmosphere in the stadium changing. It's not, whereas last year it was a fear of, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. We're all excited. This is brilliant. It's a new dawn. Things are looking great. To this season now in the club, in the stadium, it's more of, right, we know what we can do. Let's do it. It's expectation now. And it's a totally different atmosphere. And the thing is, it'll be interesting to see how the team copes with that. Because it is a lot of those players haven't dealt with the weight of expectation, being expected to win games. We have teams now coming back to the Emirates now, back to how it was, where they're putting 2 banks of 4 and saying, break us down.
Yeah.
So it's interesting.
It is. It is. We got Sago Jr. and Koji Dubry. We do. We have Charles as well. Thanks for keeping me company at work, guys. Love you. Brilliant stream. Thank you very much.
Make sure you send off half your paycheck, yeah?
Well, this is the thing. I know that this is more of a loose cannons type subject, but we do need to be careful with our youth. We have to give them a chance now and then.
Yeah, definitely.
Give them some hope.
But I 100% agree. But it comes back to the point of expectations. What are we expected to win? Are we, are we a big club where we say, do you know what, we go for everything? A big club always win something in a season, right? If you don't win the league, you win the FA Cup or the Carabao or a European Cup, whatever it is, but you keep on winning something. And and that's what big clubs do. If you go back to the to the noughties and stuff and the late 90s and stuff, the Wenger teams, they always won something, or they're always really there and thereabouts. If they were second in the league, they would win the FA Cup. Or that's why he's the guy who's won the FA Cup so many times, because he realized that as a big club, you got to keep winning something season after season.
Yeah.
Okay, question to you both. I know we've got RC Lons on Wednesday. If we win that, we've guaranteed first, aren't we, in the group, as far as I'm aware?
Yeah.
There's any way that we don't get first. What do we do against the PSV in PSV? Do we go extremely, give Cozy Dubry a chance? Do we give Waters a chance? Do we even give Obi Martin? For me, I want to see him ASAP on that bench, Obi Martin.
I actually think that would be the perfect time to play some of them, to see, sprinkle. Don't make crazy wholesale changes.
Yeah.
Put a couple in so that they can be amongst. Because if you make too many changes and the team collapses, then and it becomes it doesn't make any sense. Because what have you learned?
Yeah.
Put them playing amongst with the with some of the regulars and stuff. Obviously, the ones that need the rest, give them the rest. But see how they handle it, because it will be a bloody tough game if it gets to the if we away at PSV, and if PSV needs something in that game, it'd be
there you go. Exactly.
Yeah, I agree.
I mean,
Tony's got his favourite, Rosiak. He wants Rosiak to give a chance. Look, we've got so many great talent in our Highland at the moment. I can't wait to see. Well, hopefully one day we say it. But here comes Maldini wearing the Arsenal shirt, because we've got a young lad, first name Maldini. I just can't wait to say it.
On his shirt. Will you put that on his shirt, do you think?
No, it'll be Kakuri is his surname. But yeah, I hope he does have Maldini as his on his
I'd give him PSV, I'd give him a chance. I would play two of them. Rest a few first teamers, and bring in some others as well. Because, like Hannah said, hit the nail on the head with regards to PSV, because for them, they'll either want to qualify for second place, or they can, get third, end up in Europa League, so they'll still be fighting for something.
Yeah.
And but no Cedric, and it'd be okay. Yeah.
I can't wait for him to leave. Great show again, guys. Bobby, I've got a swear tin and looks tin for tomorrow's watch. Yeah, you're going to need it, mate.
Tony. Sorry, Bobby. Can I just say, Tony? Just to let you know, mate. I parked my private jet behind my local Morrison.
You were driving it when you were turning at the back.
I do want to say apologies for yesterday. I couldn't do watch on yesterday. I couldn't find a stream to do it. Unfortunately, I to be honest, I'm kind of glad as well, because we didn't win until the 92nd minute, so it gave me so much stress once again. So in a way, I'm kind of glad I didn't have to do it, but I'm sorry that I couldn't. I've been trying to do the women's games as many as I possibly can. That was the first one I couldn't do this season, so I do apologise. Give Nwaneri a chance. Yes, I'd like to see Nwaneri as well. We've got him tied down a little bit, but Cozy Dubry is the one that I feel we need to give him the hope, so he signs a new deal, because we could lose Cozy Dubry. That is the fear for me.
Do you know what?
Yes.
What's he saying?
Canners, we didn't mention your boy Party. Don't you love him anymore?
Do you know what? I think this is one of the. I'm actually sad that we're not going to see what would be my perfect midfield for the club right now.
Yeah, me too.
Price and Ødegaard.
Yeah,
I don't think we're gonna see it, which is a shame. But you know what? And it's an incredible stat, right? I'm not sure you're aware of. I know I'm going a bit off piece here or whatever, but the 2003, 2004 Invincible team, you can all wheel it off, right? Lehman, Cole, Torre, Campbell, Larin, Gilberto, Vieira, Bergkamp, Armoury, Perez, and Ljungberg, right? You can all wheel that off. How many times did that team play together that season? I'll leave that one there for you. How many times did that team start a game?
Without looking at my book, I haven't got a clue because in my book it's got everyone who's played every single game. But
put it this way, you can count it on one hand.
Really, that's what's important, though, isn't it? But what I also believe, especially nowadays, because they all moan about that they play too much. Yeah. So if they moan about playing too much, do the squad rotation. There is a very clever way of doing it, and you can get away with it if you don't leave players out for too cold. And why I say too cold is like a few games here is too cold. You need to like miss 2 games, come in, miss 2 games, come in. Don't leave it 4 or 5 games because you're coming in cold. It's not very good.
Absolutely.
And I don't agree with the Premier League players moaning about. Who said it the other day? There's someone that said it about the Champions League or something, or the internationals play too many games. Go down to League 2. Go down to League 1. Yeah. Because they have to play pretty much every single game, and they play 60 to 70 games a season.
Yeah, 46 league games as well. Yeah. Even your non-league players. You played non-league.
If you have a deep cup run, 2 games a week.
Yeah.
Standard.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I have no sympathy for the Premier League because they've got the best physios, the best team doctors, they've got the best caterers. Like, seriously wants a caterer. Give me a burger and chips after the game. Thank you very much. But anyway, do you know what I mean? They've got the best in the Premier League.
Horse placenta and all that kind of stuff, innit? And
the horse placenta. Finish their game, go and have a pie down the local pie and mash shop. You know, you can tell I'm from London. Proper pie. Anyway, pick up the ladies. Yes, Ilstedt got her first goal last night against Southampton. 92nd minute. Like, seriously, Arsenal just love to add drama to every single game, I swear it. Arteta won't play youth, so I don't think about right. What I would say about the youth, he has set up the under 18s, the under 21s, all playing his style of football. So there must be a reason behind it. But yeah, I do agree. He doesn't trust them enough, to be honest. I agree that trio would have been lovely to see, but Partey is made of glass. Yes. Look, if he does sign a new deal, it's literally to keep his value so we can sell him. That's literally.
So I actually thought, Bobby, that he would have been one of the players. I thought he was looking at Partey and ESR going in January. So there's a possibility that he could stay.
He could stay, but if he definitely disagrees with the amount of money that Arsenal are offering him, I think we'll then force the sale straight away. And that'll be Saudi League, because obviously the Saudi League window is open as well. And I do kind of expect an El Neni move as well, because there isn't a big offer coming in for El Neni. So El Neni might leave as well. I would be quite disappointed in that personally, but it is what it is.
I'm not going to be mad at it. I think he deserves
it. No, I won't be. But if we don't go out and buy someone in January, then it concerns me. Brenny, that wasn't Morrison's, it was Spud Station.
Oh dear.
Guys, really appreciate the stream. As always, we've always gone off piste, but I don't care. It's a football chat show as well.
Yeah, of course.
Brenny, thank you ever so much for coming on. Where can people find you, my friend?
Hey everybody, you can find me on X, where I've uploaded a few videos already with regards to past Brentford Arsenal games. So give that a watch as well. And you can also find me on Instagram, and you can find me here on the Armoury TV. Like, share, and subscribe, please.
Oh, it was clean.
It was the fact that he
just did
videos on X. Oh God!
Uploaded videos, and he brought it back.
We're talking football here. Come on.
That will never be forgotten, mate. When it comes to the end of the season, that is going to be one of the highlights of the season.
If I talk Triple X on here, I'm talking Vin Diesel and Ice Cube, all right? Yeah, and I mean, if I'm talking Triple X, Xander Cage, you know.
When everyone talks Triple X, I think of Extra Strong Mints personally. But
Yeah, that as well.
but there we go.
And I've run out of things to think of Triple X now, so I can't comment.
Canners, where can they find you, my friend?
You can find me on X, that's the one X, at Canners2204, and obviously as much as possible on Armoury TV. It's good to be home.
Thank you ever so much, guys. Really appreciate it. You'll see me a lot this weekend. I'm sorry, I'm got 3 streams planned this weekend. I've got the Brentford Arsenal watch along. I'll be joining Gumser for the match reaction straight after the game, and then I've got Arsenal versus West Ham on Sunday for the WSL. So, and then we got loads of streams next week as well because obviously RC Lons. We're playing Wolves the following weekend.
Yeah, on the Saturday at home.
So we got loads of streams, and the silver one has a special challenge on Monday. He's got the retro challenge. So yes.
Okay.
And Brenny already knows the teams for that as well. So Brenny, keep it quiet. Don't tell Tony. Guys, take care. Enjoy the rest. Well, enjoy your weekend. Take care. Bye bye. See you later.
Take care, everyone.
Bye-bye.